Guys, it's Katrina. Today we're going to be doing a basic guide to nutrition. So basically I wanted to just do a general overview of a couple of different things about nutrition that I feel you guys should know. Because if you already know or don't know, but nutrition is essential to a healthy lifestyle. And it's very important to understand because the food that you put inside of you helps you with your daily activities, and you just want to know everything that you can for what you're putting in your body. So some general outline of things that we're going to be going over in the presentation include what you should be eating, how much of it should you be eating every day, what do calories have to do with it, and what does water have to do with your overall nutrition. So let's get started. So first we're going to be doing some nutrition basics. So there are 6 basic food groups. You have your grains, which include bread, rice, pasta, oatmeal, stuff like that. Your vegetables, fruits, milk products, proteins, which include meats, nuts, eggs, and seafood, and then your fats and oils. And now, sweets and other things like that are considered a food group, but you really shouldn't be having too many of those. So we're going to be mainly focusing on these 6 main food groups throughout the presentation. Okay, so now they have recommended amounts for each of these food groups. So grains, it's recommended to have 6 servings a day. Vegetables, it's 5. Fruits, it's 4. Milk products, it's 3. And then when we get down to protein, there of course are different categories for your proteins, your lean meats, your red meats, your seafood, nuts, eggs, stuff like that. So for your poultry, you're going to want to have 8 to 9 servings a week. For your seafood, you're going to want to have 2 to 3. Nuts, you're going to want to have 5. And then finally, for your fats and oils, you're going to want to have 3 servings a week. So how much is a serving? So a serving is measured on the amount of food, whereas something like a portion is how much food you have on your whole plate. But serving is specific to the one type of food, like your carrots or your salad or your pasta. But servings for each food group differ. So for grains, 1 slice of bread or half a cup of pasta rice is about 1 serving. Whereas vegetables, half a cup of cooked vegetables is 1, or 1 cup of raw salad greens. For fruits, 1 medium banana or apple, or a half cup of fruit juice is a serving. For milk products, a cup of milk or 2 slices of cheese is about 1 serving. Now, for measuring the size of your cheese, because you can have a big slice of brie or a small slice of Gouda, and those are different amounts, obviously. So I found that you can use batteries to measure your slices of cheese. So basically 2 batteries is 1 serving of cheese slices. So just measure them next to them. If it's about the same, then that's 1 serving of cheese. So you can do this with a bunch of different things too, with all of your different food groups. For example, 1 slice of bread, that's pretty easy, but a cup of raw salad greens, that would be about the size of your fist, or the size of a baseball, and half a cup of pasta rice could be the size of a tennis ball. So you can always find things around your house to use to help you with your serving counting. So next we have proteins. So for 1 serving of proteins, that's about 2 eggs, 30 grams of nuts, 65 grams of red meat, 80 grams of lean meat, which is chicken and birds, stuff like that, and then 100 grams of seafood. And finally, fats and oils is about a teaspoon of oil or butter or 1 tablespoon of dressing. So that's basically everything about the food groups. Next, we're going to talk about water. So I really hope you guys know that water is very important for your body. It helps move things through, and 70% of your body is made up of water, so you want to keep that total there. Water is good for your skin, it's good for your mental health, your physical health, so it's very important for your nutrition. And it's recommended that you drink 6 to 8 glasses a day. So water, I would say, is the first step to making sure that you have a healthy diet. And then the second step, I would say, is making sure you hit all the basic food groups, making sure you get your servings in a day, in a week, in a month. And then the next step you want to do is your calories, which we're going to talk about next. Okay, so an overview of calories. So you might be asking, well, what are they? So calories are basically measuring the amount of energy in your food and beverages. So let's say a banana, that is packed with proteins and energy inside of the banana, and when you digest it, your body pulls apart the parts of the banana and takes the energy, and that's your calories. So the calories tell you how much energy is in the banana or whatever food you're eating. Now these calories are used in everyday activity, and excess calories are stored as fat. And if you consistently eat more calories than you burn, you gain weight. So, well, why do they matter? I mean, as I just said before, if you eat more than you burn, you gain weight. And it's shown again and again through scientific studies that calories and weight are related. So limiting your calories can help you manage your weight. And even if you don't want to lose weight, or you should always be concerned about gaining weight, because sometimes you don't want to gain too much weight or lose so much weight. So calories help you maintain what you have, or shave off a couple pounds, or maybe gain on a few more. I don't know. So next, the big question: how many calories should I eat? So this number always depends on your gender, your age, weight, and your activity level. Now, most healthcare professionals recommend 2,000 calories a day, but of course this depends on what you're going on in your life. Maybe you don't run a mile each day, you prefer to sit down and knit or play video games, something like that. So in my list of resources, which I have on the next slide, there's a calculator, which is website number 4, to help you calculate how many calories you should eat, and you just plug in all your numbers and everything, and it tells you how much. So I find that very helpful if you want to see how much you should eat. Again, another big question: how do I count calories? So the first thing you want to do is correctly measure your portion sizes. So as I said before, a portion size is very different from a serving size. A serving size measures the amount of food you're eating, whereas your portion size measures everything on your plate. So for portion sizes, this can help with your measuring cups, your scales, and comparisons such as 2 slices of cheese equals 2 batteries, stuff I said before. So that can help with your portion sizing. And the next thing you want to do is check the nutrition label of the product, and we're going to be going more in depth on that on the next slide, where we can go over everything in a nutrition label. Next, you want to make sure you measure your fats, oils, and sugars very carefully, because if you underestimate how many fats you're getting from your calories, that can contribute to weight loss at the end of the month. Weight gain at the end of the month, because you took in more than you ate, so they store that extra fat for later in your body. Yes, so miscalculating can lead to mistakes in your total intake, which can lead to your weight being affected by that. It's also very important to make sure you keep a good diet, because calorie counting isn't just counting how many calories you take, because what you eat is just as important as in how much you eat. Because let's say you're counting your calories and you have 100 calories of French fries and 100 calories of broccoli. Now, broccoli and fries are part of 2 completely different food groups, and they have 2 different nutritional health for your body. So obviously you want to eat the 100 grams of broccoli, but I mean, it's just very different on what you want to do. So it's good to balance your calorie counting with your dieting to make sure that everything works smoothly and you're doing what's best for you and your body. We already talked about hydration. Just wanted to emphasize that drinking 6 to 8 glasses a day is good for everyone and should be a priority in your nutritional health. Okay, next we're going to be going over a nutrition label. So the first thing you always want to look at is the serving size, which is at the top of the label. Now let's say this nutrition label is for a bag of chips. So you just want to make sure that when it says serving size is about 1 cup, you want to make sure when it says serving size is 2 per container. So if you're going to eat the whole bag of chips, you want to double all of these numbers by 2. Or if it's 4 per container, then you want to multiply it all by 4, and that might change. Oh, I guess I shouldn't probably eat the whole bag, or something like that. So the second thing you have is your calories. Again, you want to relate that back to the serving size, how much you're eating. And then it has your total fat, your cholesterol, your sodium. And as it says in the picture, you don't want to have too much of this fat, because fat is normally harder to burn off than sugar and sodium. So it's always good to just check for your numbers there. And then as it says, you want to make sure that you're getting enough of dietary fiber and your vitamins. and then the percents tell you about how much percent you should have each day. So basically, looking at your nutrition labels, you want to look at your total fats, how many serving sizes are in each container, and then the calories, of course, and making sure that you're getting all of the nutrients at the bottom, such as fibers and vitamins and stuff like that. Another important thing to note about nutrition facts, especially in the United States, is that sometimes, is that when they round their numbers up, they round them up to 0.05, and if they don't make that number, then they go into the zero. So, for example, dietary fibers, it says 0 grams, but there might be 0.45 grams in this bag, but they didn't meet that 0.5 mark, so they had to round it down to 0. Now, this can also be troubling when you're eating a candy bar, for example, and it says your total trans fat is 0 grams, but that number might actually be 0.45 grams, and if there's 2 containers, if there's 2 serving sizes in the whole candy bar, that's almost 1 gram of trans fat. And so sometimes you want to be really careful when you're looking at your zeros and everything, and I would always assume that there's bound to be some fat in everything that you eat. So especially look out for that when you're looking at your nutrition labels. Finally, we have the list of resources. So I got most of my information online, so I have attached these links at the bottom of my video, which you guys can check out if you want to. And then number 4, of course, is your calorie calculator, which I suggest that you guys check out. So thank you all so much for joining me in this video today. I hope you learned something, and that even if you don't start counting your calories, you just know more about what you're putting into your body, and that will make you a little bit more conscious of what you eat next meal, or what you eat in 2 days, or in a week, or a month. And so I would also love it if you guys could take the survey at the bottom of the video. Really help me out with my Gold Award project and all the videos that I'm doing. Your feedback just really helps me out with everything. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!